Hi everybody, this is Dawson. I'm back with another movie review for you today. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new 2024 post-apocalyptic action adventure film, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, which is the 5th installment in the Mad Max trilogy, or movies, serving as both a spin-off and a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road from 2015. The film is directed by George Miller, who also directed the previous 4. And the film stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Alana Brown, and Chris Hemsworth, and Tom Burke. And the basic plot of Furiosa, according to the internet, is as follows. Set in a desert wasteland where warlords fight over the last remaining source of water, food, weapons, and gasoline, Furiosa tracks a young Furiosa's life from her kidnapping from the forces of warlord Demis, led by Chris Hemsworth, through her struggle to survive as a slave, and eventually a trusted lieutenant and cult leader Immortan Joe and his army and his military commander, don't know how you say his name, Jack, until Furiosa can enact revenge on Demis for the loss of her mother. And that's your basic plot of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Well, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Before I get into my review of this one, I'm going to just tell you my thoughts on Mad Max in general. So, let's start by talking about the first Mad Max movie from 1997, or 1979, excuse me, starring Mel Gibson in the role, directed by George Miller. Like I said, George Miller directed all 5 of them, including this one. Mad Max is... it's a very good movie. I do enjoy Mad Max. I've seen it a few times. In fact, I rewatched it in preparation for this review. I did all 4 of them. I rewatched all 4 of them leading up to this movie. And I'm not the biggest fan of Mad Max, of the Mad Max movies, but obviously I think they're pretty good movies. I think Mad Max is a great movie. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was very polarizing when it came out back in 1979, but oh well, that's just how the world is. And then in 1981, we got Mad Max 2, The Road Runner, which starred Mel Gibson again in the title role. And Mad Max The Road Runner, that's what it's called. I like that movie. I think Mad Max The Road Runner is a very good movie. That one got pretty good reviews when it came out. So I like that one. And then in 1985, we got Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which is Mad Max 3, starring Mel Gibson. And this was Gibson's final performance as Mad Max. And I really love Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I think that's a really good one. And then in 2015, we got Mad Max Fury Road, starring Tom Hardy in the role of Mad Max. And I remember seeing Fury Road back when it came out in theaters, back in 2015. That one had Charlize Theron in the role of Furiosa. No, my phone is not ringing. That's the phone in the TV. But we had Charlize Theron in the role of Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, and we'll get into Furiosa in a second. But Mad Max Fury Road, I remember when this movie came out, this movie was in development hell. It was supposed to come out back in 1988. 1998. They shot this movie back in 2001, but as you all know, on September 11th, 2001, that's when 9/11 happened, and they were delayed for this movie. The Iraq War happened in 2001, and they couldn't get Mel Gibson to come back to play Mad Max once again. They couldn't get him to come back, and so they casted Tom Hardy in 2010, and in 2012 they finally got to shoot this movie and film it, and in 2015 we got it. And Mad Max Fury Road, I love Mad Max Fury Road. I've loved it. I've loved it ever since I saw it in theaters back in 2015. And yeah, I just think it's a ton of fun. And now we come to Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. And I was looking forward to this movie. I thought the trailers for this movie looked pretty good. You have Anya Taylor-Joy in the role as Furiosa, originally played by Charlize Theron in the previous movie, and you have Chris Hemsworth in the film, and So, what do I think, or what did I think of Mad Max Furiosa, a Mad Max saga? Well, I think it's safe to say that this movie was awesome. This was a great Mad Max movie. However, it is not a perfect Mad Max movie. I do have some flaws with it. We will get into those flaws in a second. But I always like to start positive with my reviews, so we're going to start positive, unless a movie really sucks. Like, if you remember in The Strangers Chapter 1 review, I did not give any positives to that movie, because it didn't deserve it. But we'll get into the positives with this movie, and then we'll get into my nitpicks. It's just a few. First off, I think Anya Taylor-Joy does a fantastic job as Furiosa. We don't follow her for most of the movie, because the movie starts off showing us her childhood when she was a child, and Alia Brown plays her as a child, and we follow her throughout the start of the movie and her teenage years. And then when we flash forward, it's now Anya Taylor-Joy in the role of Furiosa, and we follow her. But at the beginning of the film, we don't follow Anya Taylor-Joy. Instead we follow her when she's a child, and she's played by a different actress. But Charlize Theron, she was great. Not Charlize Theron. Joy was very good in this movie. I really enjoyed her. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I like the movies that she's been in over the years. She's been in a few horror films. She's been in The Witch from 2015. She's been in Split. She's been in Glass. She was also in the Super Mario Bros. Movie as Princess Peach. She was in Last Night in Soho, The Northman, The Menu. She was in the Pesky Blinders show on Netflix, or Peaky Blinders on Netflix. So she's great in this movie, and she always gives the best performance in her movies. And I think it was Tyler Mitchell that said who her agent was, because she just gets cast in really good movies, and I would have to agree. But yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, really good in the role. Chris Hemsworth, that's the villain of this movie, who is the war leader of the biker horde, who kidnap Furiosa and eventually rule. Chris Hemsworth, I've always liked Chris Hemsworth ever since his role in Thor in the MCU. That's pretty much what he's most noted for, playing Thor in the MCU. I thought he did a great job as the villain of this movie. Tom Burke as Prehistorian Jack. I said that word right. He's pretty good in the movie. John Howard as the People Eater. He was pretty good. Pretty cool in this movie. Nathan Jones. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry my thing keeps cutting out. As Joe's muscular but dim-witted son in this movie. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. This is going to be a spoiler. But there is a blink it and you'll miss it cameo from Mad Max himself. Yes, but it's not Mel Gibson playing him. It's Jacob Tumor as Mad Max. So if you see the film, let me know if you guys catch the little cameo by him. But Mad Max does make a cameo in this movie. But if you blink, if it's a blink and you'll miss it cameo. But according to Wikipedia, it says that Mad Max shows up in a cameo. So, yeah. Let's see. I think the visual effects in this movie are great. The movie is very, very stunning. A lot of sand, too, in this movie, because, Mad Max is filmed in the desert. So, or Mad Max takes place in the desert. So, that's why there's a lot of sand, because it's in the desert. Yeah. So, my one nitpick that I have with this movie is, I think some of the, I think some of the chapters run a little long. Mainly chapter 4 runs a little too long. I was kind of like checking my watch, seeing, okay, chapter 4 is still going on. When is chapter 4 going to be over? So I think the chapters kind of run a little long. It kind of takes a little while to get going. But that doesn't take away my enjoyment of the film. But anyway, that might to some people. But I think George Miller did a great job directing this movie. He's done a great job with all 4. And yeah. And I thought this movie was great. I really don't have any negatives with the film other than the fact that I think some of the chapters went a little long. I think the movie is well paced. Some of the shots in this movie are kind of all over the place, but that didn't bother me. I didn't mind the runtime. This movie is like 2 hours, 28 minutes, but it totally flew by for me. I didn't feel bored whatsoever with this film. I thought the 2 hours and 28 minutes flew by for me. And I didn't feel the runtime. So, yeah. So, if you're a big Mad Max fan, I think you'll enjoy this movie. It's been getting positive reviews, so yeah. So if you love Mad Max and you're a big Mad Max fan, I suggest you go out and see this movie. So yeah, and so on a scale of 1 to 4 stars, I'm gonna give Furiosa and Mad Max Saga a 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 4 stars. 4.5 out of 4 stars for Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Very good movie. And that's my review of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. So, until then, this is Dawson. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below. And stay tuned for some more older movie reviews. I've got some more reviews of some older movies coming. And I might be doing a franchise soon that fits into that title, that fits into those. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a surprise. So, yep. Anyway, I'm Dawson. Thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe down below. It really helps me out when you guys subscribe. It helps me grow on YouTube and keeps me continuing to do what I do. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.